Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and it's the start of another week in baseball. We've got the CPBL in Taiwan, and in South Korea, the KBO. KBO's really starting to hot up. We're starting to get a real good feel, and I say we. Well, I'm just jumping on the bandwagon of my maestro, my expert, Jason Radowitz. The start of a new week, and it's game 1 of 3, Jay.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a really fun week. We got some really good KBO action between the first place team, second place team in the KBO. So there's a lot of great matchups in the KBO. So we're excited to get started with them.
And we don't want to speak too loudly, but we've not seen a lot of rain in Taiwan, so we're getting CPBL as well.
Yeah, we had a little bit of rain in the last game of the series, in the Monkeys game, but it looks like we're going to escape rain this week. There's going to be some showers, some thunderstorms here and there. It looks like in the nighttime, should be able to get these games in, so that'll be the exciting part of the CPBL.
How was your weekend, Jay? Was you able to refresh the batteries and get ready for this week?
Never able to refresh. It's just baseball, baseball, baseball. Even on off days, I like looking at stats. I like looking at different edges. So it's never an off day for me, but you know, that's baseball. So it's fun.
Let's have a little quick recap of last week. What did you work out and what did you see? Because obviously the imports, they got beat one day, then they came flying back the next.
Well, it was really weird in the last game of the series in the KBO. Every team hit the under, and I'm used to waking up on over the weekend seeing tons and tons of runs. So it's been really weird as of late. It's looking like more in the last couple of weeks. We've seen the unders hit a lot more than the overs. The overs hit a lot more. The beginning of the series, we're seeing a lot of teams in their road and home splits, or they're really dramatic now in different different stats or whatever. So yeah, it's good. It's really interesting right now about things have kind of shifted. The Hanwha Eagles just fired their manager after losing 14 straight games. They literally got rid of 10 players. They dropped 10 players to the minor leagues and brought up 10 players from the minor leagues to the professional team. So yeah, it's been really wild in the KBO this week.
Good, I like that. I like that they've been proactive. I mean, or maybe even reactive, because we would have sacked him 6-7 games ago. We said they were rubbish. We said that they were like the absolute whipping boys, and SK was sitting at the bottom, but obviously they've now like recovered really well. And I love the fact that those that are not performing, they're out. Give someone else a chance. They might just grab it with both hands. Let's go to Taiwan first. And we're going to have the Monkeys and the Lions in the CPBL. Where are we going, Jay?
So we're going to go with an official play with the Monkeys at -1.5 at the juice around -130. And then I'll lean on the over 13.5. The CPBL has been wild, wild, wild this last week. I've done poor in the league. And basically about everyone has done poor in the league because the Monkeys have been poor in the league. And everyone was taking the Monkeys. And now the Monkeys are just 1.5 games ahead of the Brothers in the standings. So just 2.5 weeks ago, the Monkeys were way ahead in the standings. Now the Brothers are just 1.5 games out after going 5-0 last week. So, right now the Monkeys have a lot of pressure on them. They really need to start, picking up. This is kind of like a week where they just look in the mirror and realize who they are, what they stand for, what they have to do, looking at the standings. And all the players and coaching staff are looking at the standings too, like what just happened. So I love the Monkeys in this spot. They got Ryan Carpenter on the mound. He's their ace pitcher. He's got a 4.22 ERA and a 4.25 FIP. And really, Carpenter's got to perform. They just lost one of their starters to an injury. So now the starting pitching depth is really bad. Their bullpen is really bad. So this is really Carpenter's opportunity to kind of show that he's the pitcher that can take the Monkeys to the playoffs and beyond that. So I like Carpenter in the situation against Chen Yen Chang of the Uni Lions. He's got a 6 ERA, a 7.3 FIP, and he's allowed 15 runs in the 2 games that he's faced against the Monkeys. And on the other side, Carpenter, he has 17 strikeouts in his last 2 starts against the Uni Lions. So I think the Carpenter is going to perform really well in this spot. It's always tough taking -1.5 in the CPBL, not nearly as tough in the KBO, but in the CPBL, it's always a 1-run game, it seems. I still believe that Carpenter's going to hold it down and get this win. The Monkeys need this one.
No, I agree. I think the Monkeys now, they've had like that sort of shoot up the backside to butt their ideas up and start taking it seriously because they look like they're down tools. But the big problem I've got is the 13.5 because I need the Lions to contribute. Do you think they'll contribute enough to get us over? Or do you think it's going to be all the Monkeys? And if it's going to be all the Monkeys, then surely we can push the boat out, go big, go home. You know what I'm like? -2.5.
Yeah, this is the interesting part because with Carpenter, he's only pitched like 5 innings per start against the Uni Lions in his last 2. So you're still looking at potentially maybe 3 innings from the bullpen or whatever. I believe that Carpenter is going to perform better. I think he'll be able to go 7 innings in this one. This is a big spot for him. I really believe that he'll succeed beyond just the stats, just knowing the place that he's in right now, the place the Monkeys are in right now. So it's tough because he did allow 7 runs in that last game against the Uni Lions in his last start. He still had 9 strikeouts, allowed 9 hits. He's been a little bit unlucky as of late, but the strikeout numbers are really, really nice. So, yeah, I think that the game still goes over. I think the Monkeys are going to hit a lot in this game against Chang, who has a 7.3 FIP, and he's been hit hard. He's allowed 15 runs in his 2 starts. So I'm going with the Monkeys -1.5 and the over 13.5 is a lean, just because I do think that the Monkeys will be able to get a lot of runs on the board in this one.
Yeah, -1.5 is going to be the selection. Don't worry. Have a little look at the -2.5, though. I wouldn't put you off. Get a bit of value. We love the value. Now, let's go to the KBO. And we've got the Kia Tigers taking on the KT Wiz, Jay.
So this is a matchup between 2 teams that both got swept in their last series. So where do we go from here, right? Because both teams have been really struggling. Kia, they lost their last 2 games by 1 run to the Doosan Bears. And then the KT Wiz got absolutely hammered by the Lotte Giants, who we both know aren't that great of a team. Lotte Giants they played a lot better at home this season, but still, it's not great. So here we are. We have So Hyung Jun on the mound for KT. He's a rookie pitcher. He's got a 5.34 ERA and a 5 FIP. And then Yang Hyun Jung is with Kia. He's pitching. He's a left-handed pitcher, and he's got a 4.22 ERA and a 4.39 FIP. So when you look at the stats, you're like, okay, well, both these pitchers are kind of the same this season. Hyun Jung, we talked about him before. Last season, he had a 2.29 ERA and a 2.58 FIP. He had almost a 6 WAR last year, wins above replacement. He was fantastic last season, and he hasn't performed nearly as effectively this season as last season. But in his last start, he pitched just like he pitched last year, and he should be able to get back on track and pitch well in this start. Both of these pitchers actually pitched against each other earlier in the season, and in 5 innings each, they allowed a combined 11 runs. Since those starts, though, they've both pitched a lot better. I like an official play at the Kia Tigers here at -150, and I'll lean towards the under 10.5. I don't think that neither of these pitchers are that bad. They had bad performances in the games that they played against each other, but since those games, they pitched a lot better in their last start. So I think both pitchers are kind of figuring it out. But if I'm going to be on one pitcher, it's going to be Yang Hyun Jung of Kia. He's been a lot better in his career, and I don't really trust a rookie pitcher that's got a 5.34 ERA and a 5 FIP.
Yeah, 10.5 seems to be just the right number, and I'm happy to go under with you there. Now, what a great game this is. This is the champions of last year against maybe the champions-elect this year, and we're going to go with the Bears going to the Dinos.
Yeah, wow. So we have 2 teams that are coming off of sweeps. Obviously, we know the Dinos absolutely destroyed Hanwha. And you have Doosan, they just kind of escaped Kia in their 3 games. And you look at this game, so you have Joe J. Young. He's a rookie pitcher. It's his first start of his career in the KBO. He's 18 years old. He was the 4th rounder for the Dinos. We don't really know what to expect out of him. In the Futures League, he actually allowed, he went 15 innings and had like a 5 ERA in the Futures League, which is a minor league system. So it's not like he performed that well in the Futures League. And then you have Choi Sung Young, who's a lefty pitcher for the Dinos, and he has an 8.47 FIP and a 5.14 ERA. So a lot of people are going to look at this game like, okay, well, there's a rookie pitcher for Doosan Bears who hasn't even done that well in the minor leagues. And then you have the Dinos with the pitcher with an 8.47 FIP. So instantly people are going to go over. And I would lean towards the over at 12.5. I'm not going to take it though. My official play will be the NC Dinos at around minus 165. And here's my reasoning. The Doosan Bears, their hitting is really good on the road. But the Dinos, they've done a great job at home limiting runs. So they're only scoring about, or only allowing about a little bit over 4 runs a game at home. And the Bears are hitting a ton on the road, not at home. I don't know if that carries over toward the entire season. Sung Young has strikeout potential. He's pitching against a left-heavy lineup of Doosan. So a lefty pitcher against a lefty lineup. The Doosan Bears have 7 lefties in their lineup. So I do think that Sung Young is going to pitch better in the spot against the Bears. I know the Bears are on the road. I know they play better on the road, but this lefty-lefty matchup, I think Sung Young performs better. There are a couple lefties that do hit well against lefties in that Doosan lineup. I just think there's more of an edge for the Dinos here, so I'm going to go with an official play and see Dinos at minus 165.
Okay, and when you can press the link in the description and you can go over and read Jay's article. It's not just Jay's article there. There's plenty other writers. There's plenty other topics. You'll have a great time. There's so much information for you to take on board. Also, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell and we will let you know. We will just notify you and you will never miss any content from Jay or anybody else on our videos. Let's move on, Jay. Heroes versus the Lions. Heroes in great form. We don't like getting involved in Lions games.
I know. I'm going to lean on both of these plays. I'm going to lean on Samsung plus 108 and also lean towards the under 10.5. And whenever I lean towards the under, it's usually over in the Samsung games, of course. But here we have the Kiwoom Heroes are pitching Joe Young Gun. He's got 1 start, only 2 games played, so he pitched 1 game in relief. Had a 3 RA, but a 6.61 FIP. He's coming off a game where he allowed a couple runs and a couple hits. He wasn't like spectacular. There was nothing fantastic from him. He's only pitched 6 innings in this entire season in a relief outing and starting. And then you have Won Tae-in of Samsung, who since his first 2 games of the season where he wasn't too great, he's been phenomenal. He's got a 2.45 ERA and a 4.42 FIP. Yeah, Kiwoom has been a really hot team, but I think that Won Tae-in could shut that down for Kiwoom. Kiwoom's coming off a 1-run performance in their last game against LG. And then Won Tae-in, they were going to pitch him on Sunday, but what they're doing right now is they'd rather pitch their young sensation like once every week instead of twice every week, just to kind of make sure that he's healthy and can perform. So he got a little extra rest going for him. And this will be a tough matchup either way against a hot Kiwoom offense. But yeah, I would lean towards Samsung plus 108. There's a lot more value there with the better pitcher, 100%.
Okay, let's move on then. Hanwha Eagles now, obviously they've brought in 10 new players. They've got rid of 10 players. They've got rid of their coach as well. And they go to the Lotte Giants. Surely we just look at the Giants and we don't expect the Eagles to win first time up with the new staff.
Yeah, this is an odd place because if you look at history just from any sporting league, not just baseball, but you go look at basketball, football, when a team is giving it a new head coach and they make changes, there's kind of more motivation that comes with it. And so right now we have 2 pitchers that are both import pitchers, Warwick Suppold of Hanwha and Adrian Sampson of Lotte. If Hanwha is going to perform and they're going to win a game, it's going to be with Warwick Suppold on the mound. So I would lean towards Hanwha at plus 135. I think there's added motivation with Hanwha right now. They have 10 new players that are really hungry to get in action. They also have Warwick Suppold, who's their best pitcher by far. He's got a 3.07 ERA and a 3.83 FIP. And everything we've seen out of Adrian Sampson in the first 2 games hasn't been pretty. He's got a 9.39 ERA, a 4.39 FIP. He just hasn't had the greatest command. It's been hard to watch Adrian Sampson in the first 2 games that he started. Yeah, Lotte's been really good at home. They just got a sweep at home. But if I were to look at value again, I'd go Hanwha plus 135. There's just added motivation. They got guys that are more hungry coming onto the roster, and they can't lose forever. So if they're going to win a game, it's going to be with Warwick Suppold on the mound.
Okay, so you're saying it's plus 135 for the Eagles. Can you just like reiterate how many games in a row the Eagles have lost?
They've lost 14 straight.
And they're going on the road with a new roster and a new coach, and we're going to go with them again. So what's the total? Because you're making me laugh, Jay.
So we're going to lean towards the over 9. Again, Samson has not looked pretty, and I really do believe that Hanwha, their offense, will score a little bit more against Latte in this one. And Warwick Suples, he hasn't been perfect either. His strikeout numbers aren't really that high. In 6 games, he's only got 20 strikeouts, so balls will be in play, which gives more opportunity to the Latte Giants to hit the ball when they're home. They've been hitting a little bit better, so I would lean towards the over 9. But one stat to remember, the under has actually hit 11 out of, I think, 19 or 20 times when 2 import pitchers pitch against each other. So there's more of a chance for it to hit under, but if you look at the matchup with Adrian Sampson, who's been pretty dreadful in his first 2 starts, I'm not ready to take an under with Sampson on the mound.
No, I mean, I think nine's more than fair. I mean, I'd happy for these 2 to slug it out. I'm happy for obviously I'm cheering the Eagles on there at plus 135, but you can see this being a 7-5, an 8-4. So, I mean, over 9, I mean, I think that's more than just a lean, but obviously you at home, you can make up your own decisions, and you're the only ones that press the button. We just try and give you as much information as possible. Let's have a look at the bottom game. And we've got the SK Wyverns going to the Twins, Jay.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one. We have Casey Kelly on the mound for LG Twins, and he was fantastic last season. He had an under 3 ERA and performed really well. But right now, he's got a 6.12 ERA, but his FIP is just 3.49. So he's been very unlucky. His strikeout numbers have been pretty high. He's performed pretty well. It's just he hasn't really got much run support from the LG Twins when he's pitching, or he hasn't really got much fielding behind him either. So, but he'll go up against Lee Jian-wook of SK. We don't have much information on Jian-wook because he's only started 2 games this season, and before that, he's only appeared in like 6 games in total in 2016 and 2017. Then he took a break, and I couldn't, find where he even played. And he came back for this season. He's got a 4.63 ERA and a 4.04 FIP. But if you look at his 2016, 2017 numbers, his FIP and ERA was like infinity. So, yeah, what can we expect out of Jian-wook? I don't really know. All I do know is I know Casey Kelly's been a lot better than his stats have shown. So my official play will be the LG Twins at minus 1.5 at the juice at around minus 130. And I'll lean towards the under 9.5. The LG Twins can absolutely hit enough in this game to put it over. But I really do believe that Kelly will put on a good performance in this matchup. So if you were to take the over, you'd probably be banking on the LG Twins to score 10 runs themselves. I'm really high on Casey Kelly in this matchup against SK. And so, yeah, I mean, the thing with Kelly is he allowed 8 runs in his last start against Samsung. But you and I both know Samsung, they just do random things at random times, and they just had a good day. But I don't think SK will have a good day against Casey Kelly. So official play LG Twins minus 1.5 will be the play.
Yeah, interesting to get hold of this game in game 1 because I think that SK, they'll be... they might have a little bit more to show in maybe game 2 or game 3, but let's get them early doors. Twins at home, first game. Let's go with them. Jay, give me a recap. Let me fling you back to Taiwan. And we're going to go with the Monkeys and the Lions. I want the recap. If you're doing a parlay, the parlay. And obviously, I've got to have the banker.
All right. So we're going with the official play, Monkeys minus 1.5 over the Uni Lions. Then we'll lean on the over 13.5 in that matchup. And then for the Hanwha Eagles and Lucky Giants game, we'll lean towards the Hanwha Eagles that have lost 14 straight games at plus 135. We'll also lean towards the over 9 in that matchup. Then with the Kia Tigers, KT Wiz, we're going to go to the official play of the Kia Tigers minus 150 in the battle of losing streaks. Then we'll also go with the lean on the under 10.5 in that matchup. Doosan Bears, NC Dinos, the first and second place teams. We'll go with the official play of the NC Dinos at minus 165. We'll also lean towards the over 12.5 in that matchup. SK Wyverns versus the LG Twins. We're going to go with the official play with the LG Twins at minus 1.5. At the juice at around minus 130. We'll also lean on the under 9.5 in that matchup. In the last one, we'll have Kiwoom Heroes versus Samsung Lions. We're going to lean towards Samsung at plus 108. We'll also lean towards the under 10.5 in that matchup. In my parlay, this is a lean. I'm not taking this personally, but everyone's been asking for parlays every single day, so we're going to go with a parlay every single day. What we can do is we can do the Dinos and the LG Twins at plus 125, just on the money line. So you're taking two official plays with the Dinos at minus 165 and the Twins. Their money line's going up now, so it's around minus 240, 245. You can get that around plus 125 as a parlay. Right now, I'm probably not going to take the parlay. I'm not a big parlay person, but if you are a parlay person, it's definitely recommended as they're both official plays on my board. And then the play of the day or the banker will be the Dinos at minus 165 over the Doosan Bears. Again, the Dinos have performed really well at home, limiting runs. So we're going with the Dinos minus 165 as the banker play.
Jay, great work. You've put plenty of meat on the bone. And before I say goodbye to Jay, then remember, press the link in the description. You can go over and read his article. He'll give you plenty of information there, not just Jay's article. There's plenty of other writers, plenty of other subjects. And please, if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe, press the button, and we will notify you, and you will never miss any content again. Jay, first day of the week. Let's get off to a winning start. Let's cheer everyone on. And everyone at SBR, we're on the Eagles, Jay.
Yeah, this will be I might have to drop like $5 or $10 on the Eagles just because I know I'm winning right now, but I might just have to put $5, $10 on it just to say, yeah, I did it when it happened. So yeah, that'll be fun, and I'm excited for the entire week. It'll be a fun KPO and CPBL week for sure.
It takes me back when we done the Wyverns when they were sitting bottom of the league and they'd lost so many in a row. And when I think it was the Guardians that we had against the Monkeys. So listen, we're cheering them on, the Eagles. Let's see how we go. Same time tomorrow, Jay.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll be here.
Okay, and everyone at home, good luck and enjoy it. And we will see you again tomorrow. Thanks, Jay, and everyone else. You take care.
Thank you.